A shout out to our podcast sponsor, sportsponsorship.co.uk. If you or your business are interested in making a real difference to the Scottish game, supporting hundreds of kids into regular football, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk and they'll find the right fit for your brand. Hello, and welcome back to Tinpot, your Scottish football podcast with episodes twice weekly, or what we're meant to do is twice weekly, but we're a bit delayed from Friday. My name's Tom. I am your host for the next wee while. We've got Matt and Andrew joining us as usual. I've touched on it there just at the start, and just before we get into anything in too much detail, need to offer a huge apology to all of our listeners for missing out on Friday's episode. The apology only comes from me, not from Matt or Andrew. It's entirely my doing and my bad planning that led to my microphone being left behind somewhere. So yeah, I can only apologise from the bottom of my heart. This feels like one of those sort of politician type at the gates with his family, like I've been caught up in a scandal, but maybe not that deep.
Excuses, eh?
Yeah, it won't happen again. At least my camera's never failed. Like Matthew, just try and shift some of the blame back to him.
I was still there when it was failing. I was still.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're still there.
Still there, yeah. I was still being recorded, and my voice was
back
heard.
away like a coward.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, it's very unprofessional, but that goes with our nature and the very name of this podcast, which is Tinpot. But yeah, we will be back for Tuesday and Friday releases for the foreseeable. So apologies again, and yeah, please forgive us and keep listening. Anywho, yeah, like I said, we've got Matt and Andrew here. So I want to catch up with both of you gents. Not spoken now for a week since we missed out on that episode. How have you both been? How were your weekends? How were your weeks last week?
On you go, Matthew.
Good. What did I do last week? Well, on Saturday I went to the surf place called Lost Shore. Have you been there? I've not.
Ooh.
I didn't surf. I just had some lunch, but it was cool. I watched some people surfing. It was raining, so we just went and had some lunch. It was like a midway point to meet between us and our friends, so it was a cool vibe, mate. A lot of sort of middle class hipster families, and sort of rich tourists who were surfing on the thing. But yeah, it was good, decent. Got some big pizza, like 25 quid, which is pretty good. It was quite a big pizza, very nice. It was Cavernio's, I think they call it Cavernio's. You heard of that?
Never heard of that.
No.
Never heard of you paying 25 quid for food and saying it was good as well.
Well, it was a large pizza, mate. It was large. It was like very big, very tasty, good vibe. Yeah, and then what they're doing Sunday? No, not much. That was it, really. That was it. It was pretty quiet. Played five-a-side on Saturday morning, mate. Good as well. I was on fire. Yeah.
Playing just that sort of playmaker role in the middle, pulling the strings. Your Fabregas type.
I change it up for the fives, mate. I'm more of a sort of late third man run. Boom, play me in. I'll finish it like Erling Haaland mixed with like Van Persie, a wee bit of
The
Wayne
McTominay
Rooney.
role. Is that not what he's done?
Yeah, good to see him. 18th in the Ballon d'Or. I saw that today. He came in.
Yeah, Bellingham 23rd.
Yep.
Shove it.
Get up, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Andrew, how about you, sir?
Had a good weekend, yeah. Good sporting weekend. Watched Dunfermline versus Spartans under-17s on Friday night. So I did at Dunfermline's training ground. A little friendly match there. Dunfermline won 6-2. But
Up the
I was
park.
there cheering on the Spartans.
Sorry.
So thanks for that.
Any reason
then,
you're at
yeah.
an under-17s game, Andrew?
Yes, I had a family member playing there,
okay.
so
That's what they all say.
Oh.
yeah, that's what they'll say. Get them? I wasn't going to say that.
Any
So
up
there
and
was
coming
my-
stars? Did you see
there
anyone
was
that
my
really caught your
van.
eye?
Yeah, there was. I mean, I can't name names because of obviously legal reasons, and I don't know their names. But yeah, no, there was a good good winger playing for Spartans. There was a excellent lad playing in the 10 role for Dunfermline as well. So some promising players, some big old centre backs there as well. Tell you, kids are definitely a lot bigger than
On
they
the
were certainly
creatine,
back
mate,
in my
these
day.
youngsters, they're on the
Yeah,
creatine.
big time,
Yeah.
big time. Yeah, and it
Testosterone.
was high pace. You know, it was a pretty intense pressing for the
Wow.
full game. So yeah, pretty impressive. It was good. It was nice to watch something a bit different. And then yeah, had one of my fighters fighting on Saturday night, so watched that. If you want to follow him on Instagram, it's Jord_Rutherford, so it's Jordan Rutherford 93. But yeah, he had a big first round knockout against Jamie Davis. So had a wee celebratory tipple to that. Yeah, no, it was a good weekend. Apart from that, pretty chilled out. So no complaints.
Splendid and
What
tremendous.
about yourself, Tom?
Yeah.
Obviously, you
Me?
way somewhere without your microphone.
Yeah, well, I went to the football at the weekend and went all the way up to the Inverness Caledonian Stadium, Thistle Stadium, for the game. But I didn't watch the game. I just went to the burger van outside, just like Matt with his surfing years. Went there just for some food. Got a couple of burgers for like a tenner, and then just drove all the way back there. That was
Nice.
that was
Was that
for the
because
purpose
you
of a
weren't
joke.
allowed back in, or it's the last time you were there?
Since you banned. Yeah, I didn't get banned from there. I don't want my name getting tarnished like that.
That probably
No, I
did.
wasn't doing too. Yeah, you do. Wasn't doing too much this weekend. Very chilled one. Was up in Aberdeen, the lovely city, the Granite City,
Nice.
playing some pool as I usually do, and that was about
the
it.
table.
I think it's a tenner for an hour, so you're never going to get your money's worth there.
The table
Yeah,
was,
there you
it was open at all times. It wasn't closed.
Depends what happens off the break,
Ah,
mate.
okay, yeah, strange.
I'd love for our listeners to get involved in this. If
Table's
you're
open.
at the pub playing pool and you break and you pot a red or a yellow or a spot or a stripe off the break, is the table still open? I.e., can you still pot any ball after that point? If you'd let us know just to settle a debate between the three of us, that'd be lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's the first time I've heard of it, but
Yeah, me too. Table's closed.
yeah. The table's closed.
I'm surprised you got the weekend off, Matt. Were you not meant to be doing another waiting job at Nando's? Huh?
No, that's a reference to my outfit
Tire.
recently when I wore all black to an Indian restaurant. It looked like one of the waiters. And then we went to a retail park, which has a Nando's adjacent to the Hollywood Bowl, of which I also look like a man just finished his 12-8 shift. But
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up for the
Yeah.
listeners. That would have been a very hard reference to understand. But I just felt like I needed to fire a shot back after the table's closed.
I
After
don't
all
think
that
you know what
nonsense.
about fashion anyway, mate, so try and sleep
You
it.
really
No, I
should
know.
have
I know
milked
nothing.
it a bit more on the night. Actually thinking about it, you should have like been up at the bar like, tough day today. Eh?
Oh, yeah,
Retail park's busy, eh?
yeah, a lot of half chickens, mate.
What is your go-to Nando's order, Matthew? Very quickly, and then I'll come to you, Andrew. What's your staple?
Half chicken, peri peri fries, garlic bread, and that chicken's getting devoured. No forks or knives required. Just
Do the half chickens come with like a certain seasoning? Can you go medium? Can you go like extra hot on those
that's
things,
how
or
it
is it
works,
just?
bro. That's how Nando's works, mate. You choose a spice. And
I've never ordered a half chicken. I thought because it's bigger, maybe you couldn't
nah,
do the same thing.
You choose your spice.
But you didn't
Then-
say that in your order, so
Whatever,
Oh,
medium. But then
shots fired.
they also give you additional sauces on the side, mate, so you can help yourself to those. And an unlimited drink as well, which I'll neck 10 off to get my money's worth. Piss myself on
Sounds
the way
about right.
because I've drank
no ice in that puppy. You're getting max value.
exactly right to the top.
So half
Sounds
chicken,
about right.
peri fries, garlic bread.
Yep.
Lovely. Andrew?
It's always the double chicken wrap, medium sauce, with peri peri chips, coleslaw. Drizzle a bit of the hot sauce on the chips before you lob the coleslaw on the top of the chips,
Jesus.
and then a little side of the halloumi fries with the chili jam.
Nice. Yum.
That's what it's all about.
And that's to share between you and your family, or is that just...
No, that's for me. I'm a big boy. I've got big tits, and I need to make sure they're fully filled to the max.
And Tom, can I guess yours? Is it a plain chicken wrap with plain fries and some ketchup inside?
You're very, very close.
Chicken nuggets.
The plain fries with ketchup is correct, yeah, and then I just get a grilled chicken burger with cheese, lemon and herb.
Lemon.
Yeah, right. Let's crack on with some podcasting. The three of us got together a few weeks ago over a curry, and we're reviewing the podcast, and came to an agreement that we'd sort of swayed away from what we'd aimed to do with this podcast with Tinpot. So the whole idea of this name Tinpot and what we're trying to produce here is that none of us are experts in football. None of us are ex-pros or pundits or journalists, broadcasters in any sense. None of us are podcasters either. This is our first attempt at doing this. None of us have any editing experience or anything like that before. So yeah, the whole thing was just meant to be a bit Tinpot, and I think we got a bit too serious over the last few weeks or so, and wanted to get back into what this was all about, which is three sort of standard football fans trying to just discuss football, share opinions, our debates, and yeah, just get into chats that you would have with mates in the pub. I think that's fair, lads, eh?
Yeah, I think we certainly were successful in certain elements of the Tinpot in this in terms of lack of suitable equipment, mostly my behalf. But yeah, we're keen just to get back to our roots of just being idiots, really, I guess.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're a podcast of the people. You know, that's what we're about. And
oh no,
you know, we've listened to the people. You know, we've listened to all your messages, read every single one, taken all your feedback on board. But at the end of the day, we know best. So, yeah, I mean, moving forward, I mean, Tam's obviously built it up. It's going to be pretty drastically different. Probably not going to recognise it. It's going to be a lot of jingles, fireworks, pyrotechnics.
A lot of swearing.
A lot of swearing, yeah.
Be ready.
Yeah, a lot of beeps.
There will be no beeps. I cannot be arsed at
that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's do you know what? Just sometimes in life, you know, you lose your way, and you just got to bring it on back, and you know, be true to yourself. So that's what this is all about, you know.
Vintage the point of a song like that. I think it's pretty similar.
I would love that. That would be the time to be like,
should collaborate.
Big change. Come on, take it away, Vintage.
Vantage.
And then he just goes for it.
Just
Every
to quickly
breath you take.
Make a statement based on what Andrew's just said. At no point should anyone ever get in touch with this podcast and try and be a fan of ours or a listener of ours in any way and hashtag us as WATP. What he said was purely for the purposes of a joke, and we do not want to be associated with such a message. Well, I personally do. Bloody no, none of that.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Sack the board. Get the bloody
sack
board
the
out of this
Tinpot
Tinpot
board, mate. It's a shambles.
Exactly.
We have actually sacked the board. That's what's happening now. We've sacked the board.
Yeah.
This is the new board.
Yeah.
We're no longer only Connect. We're more sort of pointless / House of Games vibe. If you watch BBC programming.
We're Sevpot.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're not for the elite. You know, the football elite. We don't need to listen to what they have to say about football. We're just going to see what we
just
think.
spout nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonsense opinions from three nonsensical gentlemen.
Yep.
Anyway, the sort of,
on that note, serious point.
yeah, the what you can expect from our from Tinpot coming up. You've got still the Tuesday Friday releases as promised. On a Tuesday, we're going to be discussing sort of recent or debating recent events, giving opinions on sort of major headlines within Scottish football. That'll change week on week depending on what's going on. And I think the biggest thing that we'd like to get with this is more engagement from those of you who do listen. So if you're on Spotify or Apple Music, you can leave comments on the page. get in touch on our social media, leave a comment on any of these posts, let us know what you're thinking. If you disagree with anything that we are saying, let us know. We're not here to try and please everyone. We're not going to agree with everything that all the listeners are thinking as well. So yeah, I think that's a key point from this. So Tuesday releases are going to have sort of recent events and recent headlines and debates around that, followed up on a Friday by sort of debating more nostalgic or historic topics within Scottish football as well. So it's not always going to be current events, but things that people can all relate to within Scottish football. On both of those episodes, on a Friday, we're going to have a quick review. We're going to each review a game that's coming up in the weekend, and then on the Tuesday episode, we will review how that's gone. Have we been correct in our predictions, or has Matthew again got it wrong as he did in the League Cup group predictions, because that was a shambles.
Good old briefing.
And biggest news of all this, I think, is the fact that home or away in this episode here tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, depending on when you're listening, home or away is coming to a close. We're going to today crown a champion. We'll get into the scores later on and what we're going to do in this episode, but yeah, home or away is going to be no more. But we are going to switch things up and do sort of two different styles of quizzes on a Tuesday and a Friday, which we'd love you guys to get involved in as well, our listeners. So all will be explained come Friday in that episode, the next one, once we've finished with home or away today. So yeah, lots of change on the horizon, but hopefully, I mean, if you like it, if you don't, either way, just let us know.
And now we'll have a minute's silence for home and away.
Home and Away was the TV show. It's Home or Away.
Oh my God.
Home and Away finished actually as well. So
Neighbours is also
well,
finished.
silence for them first. Yeah.
Had a recent revival on Amazon Prime, but it's also finished as well. Everyone's...
It's always a really popular thing on podcasts, isn't it? Minute silences, they tend to go down well.
Yeah.
Good for the listeners.
Everyone can join in. So interactive, mate. There you go.
They can. I think most people, when they are listening, probably are doing like a 50-minute silence, because who's going to be talking over us? Bloody nobody.
That's true.
Right, let's get into our new segment, which we are proud to bring you, and we've thought long and hard, weeks on end, about what to call this segment, and we're paying homage to a ginger Scottish centre-back who is currently plying his trade in Belgium. If you've not guessed who it is yet, it's Mr. D. Bates. David Bates. That is the name of this segment, because it's all about debate, and it's Mr. D. Bates.
Where was he born? Let me tell you where. A little town, Dochacoddy, where stars are born, such as myself. And Kieran Bowie.
Stevie Crawford.
And Ollie Burke, who got a hat-trick in the Bundesliga on Saturday or Sunday. Weekend.
What a player. He should get a call-up.
Yeah.
I think per capita, it might be the best talent-producing town in Scotland.
Jockey Wilson as well, mate, the famous darts player.
Yeah, you definitely know who Jockey Wilson is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let me think, who else?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Is he from Kirkcaldy?
Yeah.
No, he was from Rosyth, mate.
Wow.
Andrew, he was from Rosyth.
Rosyth.
Yeah.
I thought he was from Leven.
Leven.
Anyway, the first topic up for debate in the Mr. Debates section is all about Scottish football managers getting the tin tack. So there's been a lot of murmurings in Scottish football recently. I say murmurings, they're not murmurings, they're mass protests against certain managers, like Russell Martin, for example. Not that we're going to bang on about him too much. And what I'd like to know between the three of us tonight, what we're going to debate is, does fan pressure lead to managers getting the boot? So, Matthew, what are your opinions on this matter? Is fan pressure the main reason why managers get binned?
I think when the pressure gets too hot, in a lot of cases the board will jump and they will relieve the manager of his duties. Now, there are some instances where that's not the case, and you can look recently at what's happening in Glasgow, or you can look perhaps what's happening at Easter Road with the rejuvenation of Hibs. I know there was a lot of pressure on David Gray last season. I think once the tide is turned and the fans are angry, the board are shit their pants and sack the manager, because they can't have attendance is dwindling, they can't lose their fan base, and the managers are disposable these days, as we're well aware. I think once the pressure's turned up, in most cases, the manager will go. Now you can look at Rangers and think, well, look what happened on Saturday with that pathetic nonsense. But the board at Rangers currently are a bit of a different situation. You know, they're trying to save a bit of face maybe, so I don't know if they want to embarrass themselves by sacking Martin and saying that we got it wrong. So they're hoping he can turn it around, but it's happened to Rangers in the past. Obviously, you look at Clement and look at Beale. So I don't know if it's a matter of time. The fans will keep it up. I think the fans are quite relentless. If they want the manager out, then he's most likely going to go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, it comes on the back of the manager being shite, really, or performing poorly. But the two go hand in hand. In some cases, fans like the manager. In some cases, the manager's a bit of a dick, so they might turn against him for other reasons rather than football. Which again can be difficult, but I don't know what you think, Andrew.
I think you need to pick those splinters out your butt cheeks, mate, because it sounds like you're sitting on the fence real hard. But yeah, no, I don't think so anymore. I think, yeah, obviously traditionally that has happened, but I mean, you look even very recently, Presley. I mean, we were saying he was going to get sacked before fucking October, pretty much, you know. And you know what? He's turned it around, and he's just proved this season an absolutely fantastic manager. Russell Martin, you know, worst manager, you know, for Rangers of all time, you know, or worst start anyway. But you know, it didn't look like there was any way back for him. Board are absolutely sticking with him. You know, there's never been more pressure for a Rangers manager to go, but I can never remember that being the case anyway. So they're sticking that out. Tillene, you know, he was great at the start of last season. He was looking like he was going to potentially split the old firm, and then he's been absolutely garbage apart from that cup win, you know. So he's been backed as well. You know, they give him more money in the window as well.
Hey, they're turning though, Andrew. The fans are turning on him now, I think.
They are
It's a slow turn.
It's
creaking.
But the thing is, you know, if Aberdeen are looking to maintain, you know, a challenge at the top, you know, or at least making sure that they're comfortably securing that third place.
They're bottom of the table, mate.
Exactly. You know, but they backed the manager.
Yeah, they've got a long-term vision, but that's the thing. How long can the fan pressure sustain a long-term vision? Like,
well, the
really?
thing is, my point is, it seems to be happening more and more now. You look at the jobby that managed Hearts last season. You know, he stayed in there way too long, and you know they were definitely they were nowhere near like European football.
Yeah.
You know, last season. You know, so this is it's probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise for McInnes, although I'm sure he probably wouldn't say that. But you know, them not having that distraction this season and being able to sort of build domestically is not necessarily a bad thing. But you know, they did stick with him longer than they probably should have. So I mean, that's 4 examples of managers this season or tail end of last season that probably, arguably, you know, from fans or the maybe vast majority of fans for each of those teams have outstayed their welcome, you know, at the point where you think the pressure's high, they need to go. But the boards are backing the managers, so as much as it seems like a trend, I actually don't think it's as much of a trend as it probably used to be.
Yeah, it's a trend's the right word, isn't it? Because you've picked a few examples there, Andrew, to counter Matthew's point, and a lot of them are very recent. And for me, the biggest sort of differential in this is the size of the fan base. and the volume behind it. So historically, Celtic and Rangers are the ones that would get rid of their managers quickest, I think, just because of the size of the fan base and the noise around it. Mm-hmm. So the size of the fan base for Rangers and Celtic in comparison to the population of the country and how popular Scottish football is, they make up the vast majority, whereas in other countries or in the lower leagues, they can make noise, but the board don't have the same pressure because the media don't jump on the headlines of the protests or the fan anger as much. I think, fan outrage or fan protests about like their views on a manager is definitely one of the key deciding factors, isn't it, as to whether or not a manager stays or goes. For me, and the reason I've been so adamant about Russell Martin getting more time, not because he's going to do a great job and win them the league or get second or anything like that, it's just because he needs more time. So the one thing for me is that my opinion on it is that fan protests or disagreements with the manager's position should not at all influence a board. Just my opinion.
I think as well you're kind of getting I agree with what you're saying in terms of the trend you see at the very top. Just I suppose underneath that, Hibs have gone through a reasonable amount of managers over the years. They stuck with Boyle, it's not Boyle, Gray, sorry, at the start of last season. I've said Boyle a couple of times now. At the start of last season, he was in terrible form, turned it around, so obviously backing the manager there really worked. But then there's an argument to say, well, Tilleen, you're starting to see Hibs and Hearts really strong, and looking like decent contenders to probably, push to split the Old Firm this season. And Aberdeen are nowhere near that, like absolutely nowhere near that. So maybe there is merit to, making that decision a little bit quicker. The other point, I suppose, as well, is at the very top, you're seeing these protests against the board. So if you're making decisions on the back of, managerial appointments because of protest, then you can't really sort of have it both ways, can you? Where you listen to it about the manager, but you don't listen to it about the board, and I kind of agree with that, because you'd end up with a bit of a merry-go-round, with board members, senior people within clubs, chopping and changing, which is not sustainable. But I do think it's changing, for those reasons. There's plenty of examples now that boards are not flitting through managers. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is yet to be seen. Hibs is a really good example of it, but in Tilleen, doesn't look like a great example at the moment. Martin, time will tell, but I don't really think it'll be a great example.
Do you think?
But yeah, let's see.
Sorry, do you think that clubs have learned their lesson over the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years of the managerial merry-go-round, as it's called, and noticed that, and maybe it's a problem with the lack of Scottish talent, in like managerial talent, I don't know. I'm not saying that we don't have good Scottish managers at lower levels, but typically what would happen is a club would sack a manager and bring in someone that's done it at 3 or 4 other clubs and never really been too successful. Do you think that they've seen that that's been an issue, and sticking with someone until they find the right replacement is a better call? I don't know.
I mean, certainly from a Rangers perspective, it's slim pickings when you're looking at Scottish talent to come in and understand the brief of what Scottish football is all about, especially at the very top. There's not a lot. If Rangers got rid of Martin tomorrow, which Scottish managers could you realistically entice there and think they'll do a good job? You've got Derek McInnes has just taken a decent job at Hearts, never going to happen. I can't really ever see like Gray sort of going into that. You know what I mean? So I think it's. Sorry, I maybe misunderstood your point.
Yeah, no, my point. I suppose my point excludes the Old Firm in a way, because they can shop in a different market, and I know that Motherwell have looked elsewhere recently, and so have Aberdeen bringing in foreign managers. But I'm just talking about the rest of the field generally.
People want a project now. I think that's a big popular thing, is like the project manager, where they pitch a sort of idealistic sort of wonderland of sort of passing football, and you want to try and stick with the project manager who can develop the young players. So in that sense, they need time. I just feel that when the pressure gets too much and the fans continue to protest, we'll see how long it goes on at Rangers. Will their opinion of Martin change if they start to win games? Obviously, it will. Will it? I don't know. It goes hand in hand. I think the fact that the fan pressure comes because the fans are annoyed at the club underperforming and they blame the manager because you can't sack all the players because then you'd have no players, so you'd have to forfeit the games and then you'd probably get relegated. So you can't do that. You have to sack the manager, and that's why they turn the manager, and that's why the manager faces these questions and paid the big money because he has to handle the pressure and that comes with that. I just think the boards are too scared, They just shit the bed and say, right, fuck it, let's just get rid of him.
Yeah,
but they haven't. Like that's the point. They haven't. That's the thing. I know Rangers have because they've gone through managers like water basically, but they've not had the same structure. And it's coming back to the sort of project side you're talking about. I think the structure at the top of football is a bit more is much different to how it was maybe sort of 10 years ago. Plus.
Yeah.
Where now the director of football is so influential in, as you said, the style of football that you want to play, the identity, of the footballing side, and the manager. I mean, using Rangers as an example, they're bringing in a head coach, not a manager.
If that's the case, Andrew, shouldn't it be easier then to sack the manager? It shouldn't be as big of an issue then now to sack him. Just say, right, well, we've got everything else in place. We can bring in some other guy who can fit into the
system. It is as long as you are, I guess, your recruitment is equally as good on the managerial side, so you understand, look, if I pick this style of football and these are the players that I buy to play that style of football, I understand that these would be the managers that we could shop around, and try and achieve, these types of managers. Obviously, without going into too much detail about one specific club, but at Rangers, Martin's style is synonymous with that sort of Pep Guardiola, copycat style, which, lots of modern managers are trying to do. So I'd imagine that's probably why they've gone there, because they feel that there probably is a healthy market for somebody wanting to play that kind of style of football. But it feels like that's more prevalent at clubs at all levels now, especially in the sort of top flight.
Is it more common now that lower league clubs have these structures as well, in a sort of maybe not as
I don't think so.
I know Rovers have like John Potter's like director of football or whatever. They had Barham and he was canned.
Yeah, I think maybe at the sort of top level of the championship, but I think you're sort of bottom half of the championship and below.
That's where the manager kind of is the kind of god, sort of, so to speak, whereas he makes all these decisions. Yeah,
the manager's doing so much. I mean, even just being exposed to it at Kelty Hearts, it's so much more than just coaching the players. It's so much more than just spotting talent. It's been so involved every single day. And even actually, probably the best example of that at the highest level is David Martindale. And how involved he's got within Livingston. It's got down to him changing light bulbs effectively. So, it's. I think that's probably the best example at that level. But it's definitely changing. In Scottish football, it's not how it used to be, where you take in like a Jimmy Calderwood or a Walter Smith or something like that, and they'd literally you'd hand over the keys and you run the show basically. It's all over to you. It's totally different now, I think, with the director of footballs, and the more takeovers we see as well. Even like Livingston's a good example of that. You're seeing more structure coming in, where they're looking at structuring the footballing side and how Livingston will look in maybe 5 years' time. Be completely different to how they've kind of been run, with Martindale, as I said, doing everything, including changing light bulbs. So,
is that a fact?
I think football's changing. I think it was something like that. Yeah, it was like a quote. I think in their last season in the Premiership, he was doing like odd jobs, around the stadium and all that kind of thing. So,
man of
very,
the people,
very involved. That's it. Yeah, much like ourselves. Yeah.
Fans will never turn on him. He's one of the good ones. He likes his meat.
Lad,
like fucking juicy steak, double cheeseburger, fucking 20 nuggets in his bed, watching Love Island. I don't know.
What a boy! One of Scottish football's good guys.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is brilliant.
I think, yeah, I'm sort of listening to both sides. I think that the reason I'm more on Matt's side of the argument as to why the fans have such a big influence is if you look at Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen, Rangers, even so Celtic obviously haven't gone through that recently because they've been so successful for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, and
even,
it's all the
even
boys'
beyond
fault
that.
as well, so it's not Brendan's
So
fault.
if you look at those clubs and how many managers they've each gone through, Hibs are probably the worst of it up until David Gray. They seem to have turned a corner a wee bit in the last 12 months because he did go through a shit patch and then he's come good. But Aberdeen went through 4 managers in the last couple of years, last 3 or 4 seasons, I think. Yeah. Hearts have obviously gone through the same. Rangers have gone through about the same. And if you look at all sort of 12 or 15 of those managers across those different clubs, you can't tell me that they're all bad managers. They were all the wrong fit for the club. They were all going to be unsuccessful over the long run. And I get it comes down to more than just fan noise. It can come down to the bottom line. It can come down to where you finish in the league. It affects the money coming in. It affects bums on seats. It affects season ticket sales. All these things, and sometimes nipping it in the bud quicker to get the new manager bounced at the right time is important. I get all that, but the fact that all these managers go, and I think a lot of them have good credentials. Like Goodwin is an example that was binned at Aberdeen because he had 4 or 5 bad results in the space of a couple of weeks against the old firm, Hibs and Hearts, and obviously Darvel in the cup. So
that's a big
Jim
one.
Goodwin's clearly a good manager at this level, and the fan noise around, it was all fan noise around those 5 results in such a short space of time that made him go. So that's why I'm on Matt's side of the fence, I think.
I'm on the fence, mate. So you're sitting on my knee, then I take it.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
You're on the fence.
What about Corner
Oh,
Andrew
you
on the
dirty
fence,
dog.
mate? You've got a big spike up my arse. I don't know.
That's
I
not
think
my
there's
job.
there's plenty of examples of it. You can't deny that. But I do think the tide's turning. Like that's how I feel. You know, there's too many instant today examples of how that's changing. It's not fitting the same trends as even last season. You know, so I do think it's starting to change. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not saying, you know, that's necessarily the case, but yeah, it feels different. Presley, we had written off already. Martin, you know, everyone's had written off, you know, basically. Talene, you know, etc. You know, so
Presley was
it's
written
changing.
off assuming he'd get bad results, and he obviously had a bad run in the cup, but in the league he's done all right. I mean,
yeah, he has.
that's why he's still in a job. Everyone was expecting him to be down the bottom of the table.
But people were wanting him sacked before the league started, you know. So that's a fact, you know.
Yeah, of course, but no one, nobody in football history, apart from the Eric Ten Hag example that you gave me last week, nobody really gets sacked before playing a league game. So they were always going to see how that went. In the second league game, they got a point at Ibrox, and they've not performed very well, have they? I mean, the United game that we watched was awful, but they've beaten Livingston. They're on 6 points, and that's why he's still in a job. Now, if he'd been sitting on 0, he would have been gone by now, and that is massively. It's twofold, isn't it? It's the results, but it's also the fan noise, because the fan noise has.
Have you ever had a manager being sacked who was doing all right, but the fans hated them, and then he was sacked? I think
Robbie Nielsen at Hearts, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
He got binned.
Van
Didn't he get
Bronckhorst as
get
well.
promoted or whatever, and they were like hating him and that.
He got binned because of one bad. He got binned because he couldn't beat Hibs, but performed brilliantly. Apart from that, and a few Rangers examples in my opinion as well. But
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's the good hearty thing about debate, isn't it? You can have different opinions and still shake hands and have a pint at the end of it.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Just
right.
break the glass and get him with the empty. Not going to do that. Right, let's do what all the listeners have been waiting for here. Let's get into the finale of Home or Away.
Fucking hell, here we go.
In a world where where sponsorship is more accessible than ever. That world exists at sportsponsorship.co.uk. Whether you're interested in making a difference to your local community or further afield, or perhaps you're looking for access to tens of thousands of followers online to push your brand further than ever, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk. That's sportsponsorship.co.uk.
What a roller coaster it has been.
I mean, yeah, it really has been. The scores going into the final episodes of Home or Away are 36 to Andrew, 34 to Matt. So you've got 2 points to overturn. And you've got a bit of a Home or Away bonanza coming up. An omnibus, if you will. Is that the right
Yeah,
phrase
Sunday
to
morning
use?
on BBC Two, it's EastEnders omnibus.
Yeah,
5
that's the
hours.
one.
Yeah.
Or Hollyoaks.
Hollyoaks omnibus, yeah, E4.
Yeah.
Classic.
So normally we just give a home or away to each of the lads here, and they pick a category and go for it. But since it's the final, we're going to give them each 3 away questions. So it's not really home or away this week, it's away or away.
Andrew's never had an away question before.
I've done one away,
You've done away,
and
have you?
failed, so
Yeah.
it's been a tactic throughout, but it's let's face it was always going to be rigged at the end, so that's fine. Yeah, it's good.
Big,
No
big
worries
time
at all.
riggage.
He's playing the long
It's,
game.
yeah,
Of
three
screwing you
clues,
over.
6 points if you get it after the first clue, 4 if you get it after 2 clues, 2 points after 1 clue. We're going to get a 30-second timer for each clue, and you can steal, but you don't get any further clues. We all know how this works. It's Matt to start, so it's going to go Matt then Andrew, and then it's going to go Andrew then Matt, and then it's going to go Matt then Andrew.
Then Andrew, then Matt.
No, 'cause
okay, I'll
that'd
go
be
away,
too many.
please, Tam.
Away for Matt, obviously. Your first one. Clue 1. A Lithuanian striker with 26 caps and 2 goals. Lithuanian striker, 26 caps, 2 goals.
Okay, thanks. Immediately my head goes to Hearts when they were owned by
Yeah,
Romanov. I was
Of-
thinking big,
of-
one of the big blonde guy, but I'm sure he scored more than 2 for Lithuania. He was like a mainstay in their team in like the 2000s, mid to late 2000s. So I'm going to go for the second clue, please.
Second clue. This player played for 3 different top-flight Scottish clubs.
Lithuanian. No. Striker or a winger?
Striker.
Don't know any names of any Lithuanians apart from the one guy that I know. It's not him.
I think.
It's not him.
Well, I don't recall him ever playing for anyone else other than the Jam Tats. Give me the
No, I
third
think
clue. Let's
I-
just whap it.
I think I
Let's
know
just
it. I know who it is.
fucking come
Third
on.
clue.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, worth 2 points if you get it right here. His only honour in Scotland was to win the SPL title with Rangers in 2009.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
He knows it. 09 Rangers STL. STL. 09.
Yep.
So they won the league in 09. They were the league winners in 09. That was Walter Smith. Era. Fucking Hell Lafferty. Naismith
He is not Lithuanian.
boy.
I should give you clues, but
uh,
7 foot and he plays the flute.
I don't know any of them.
Gonna have to press
Yeah.
you for an answer here so I don't get accused of bias.
Jankowskis.
Jankowskis is incorrect. It moves over to Andrew for 2 point steal.
Andrews Felichka.
Correct, sir. Well done. Excellent. Did you get that at the 4 points or 6 point stage?
I got
Or...
it at the first one.
Oh,
No, he didn't.
I did so. Promise you.
it's hard to argue at this stage, but that moves the scores to 38 to 34, and it's Andrew's turn next. You have clue number
I
1.
think I'll go away, actually.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Give you the option.
Go. Yeah.
Clue number 1. A retired,
Oh,
uncapped
fuck me.
Italian midfielder aged 44.
Midfielder. Italian. And he's currently 44.
Yep.
And he's from
Fucking hell. What?
play it
Well,
safe
second-
as you
second
do,
clue,
Andrew,
please.
mate. Yeah, play it safe.
I chucked you in an extra little bit about his age, which I wouldn't normally do, but it's still not good enough, apparently. This player also played for 3 different Scottish top-flight clubs.
An Italian.
3.
Yep.
Three. Yeah, he played for.
I can hear your little scribbles in the background. I would say as well at this point, if you're listening along to this and you're getting things at the 6-point stage that the lads are struggling to get at all, let us know. Let us know that these were easy and that the ball knowledge on the pod is woeful. Or if you're struggling and these two are actually more intelligent than I give them credit for.
Or if you think the quiz master gives difficult clues and it's unfair on certain people, then let us know.
Andrew got Felicia after one clue. Anyway,
how many times has he picked an ex-Rangers player? I'm sorry, when you ever picked any ex-Rovers? Never.
Because that would be way too hard. If these are too hard,
wait, I would have got your one on the first clue last. This one is bullshit. Like on the first clue, that was terrible.
Right, Andrew, you're gonna need to rush
I think I have it now. I'm gonna say Donati, first name Massimo
Donati is correct. Well done. That takes you to 42 points, and Matt's still on 34.
Great.
Gonna say Kelly Hamilton and Celtic.
Was it Mirren,
was
maybe?
it? Oh, maybe.
Pass.
Yeah,
Can't remember, which is just terrible.
I got him on the first one, mate.
Fuck's sake.
Shame it wasn't my clue.
It is, but if I gave Velichka to Andrew, it's a Rangers player, and then that's biased. So it's, I'm trying to be even. It's Andrew again, with an 8-point lead at this stage, but there are 6-point steals up for grabs, so you never know.
Oh, hang on. I don't think I am.
You started on 36, and you got 2 off Matt, and you got 4 there.
Oh, did I get 4 there?
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought it was another 2-pointer. Okay, fair enough.
That's 4 points.
You can take 2 if you
want.
want.
Should I play fair there?
Yeah, you are. You are. Right, your next one. An Aussie striker, 32 caps, 11 goals.
Okay, 32 caps, 11 goals. Okay.
Of ums and ahs.
I've got a couple.
And scribbles.
Yeah.
It's so tense in here. It's like the £1 million question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. No coffin for this one, though. We are around about that 30-second point, so I will push you towards either an answer or another clue. Or just defy the quizmaster altogether and say nothing.
It's not me, is it?
What's not you?
It's you.
I'm waiting on you.
I just had to go.
Oh,
This is your person.
What do you mean? I just guessed.
I said, Andrew, this is for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it goes Matt, Andrew, Andrew, Matt, Matt, Andrew. Keeps it fair.
Oh, so you go twice in a row?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, right.
Do you want another clue, or do you want to take a guess? I'm hoping you've been thinking about it that whole time.
Yeah, I have. I've got 4 names down.
It's got 4 names.
Yeah. He won't have that many caps, so I'll cross him off. I'm going to go for the second one because it's between 2 out of that 4, I think.
Second clue. Not sure this will help you, but it's worth a try. This player has won the A-League Golden Boot 4 times.
I don't think that does actually help me. That doesn't help me at all. That actually makes...
golden.
Fuck. That's really stumped me, actually. I'm going to have to go for the next clue.
Have to go for the next one. Final clue is this player has played in the capital, the Scottish capital, for just 1 season only.
Fuck.
You only had 1 season in Scotland.
Yeah, that's why it's an away. I've had this lined up on the away section of my notes app for Andrew for about 8 weeks, ready to give it to him, but he always goes home.
That's really fucking difficult. 32 caps, 11 goals. He was, Golden Boot, how many times?
In the A-League 4 times, and he's played in Edinburgh for just 1 year.
1 year. That is very tricky. I'm gonna have to guess it wrong, but I'm gonna guess anyway. But it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I'm just gonna have to say Martin Boyle, but it's not him because he's obviously played more than a season. That's all I've got.
Martin Boyle, sadly,
That
is
would fit the
incorrect. So
Edinburgh
it does move to Matthew for a stab for 2 points to steal.
If he was a striker.
Yep. Oh, did I say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, Australian striker.
Yes, I
He's
did
the
say
first
that.
thing you
Thank God.
said. Yeah.
Christ.
McKenna.
So you take notes, mate.
McKenna.
Yeah.
Do you want to give me a first name or
Kevin. I don't know.
no? Incorrect. It's Jamie McLaren.
Oh.
Oh, for Hibs.
Yeah.
Had like a goatee.
Right.
Neil Lennon had him. Did he not? Yeah.
Oh.
It was a
Oh,
tester. I
that's
thought
a very tricky
Very
one.
hard.
I thought that for Matt's knowledge, the A-League thing might have helped because
He
he was
scored in
prolific
that
down in
4-all or
Australia.
5-all. It was quite good for like that half season, I think, for Hibs, you know. Like,
Yeah,
Hibs and
he
Rangers in
was
the last
alright.
game of the season, yeah.
But he obviously didn't last.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, Matt, it's over to you for your second one. Do you want to go home or away?
Home, please.
Gonna go home. Not tough. We're only going away. A Moroccan midfielder with 5 caps and 0 goals.
Oh, man, I need 6 points, but no idea.
Moroccan midfielder.
Think of Moroccan midfielders.
5 caps.
This name will be in your brain somewhere.
How many goals?
Oh, nada.
No goals. 5 caps, 0 goals.
Hassan Saji, mate, there you go.
Hassan Saji, you're taking a guess at a player that is just made up.
Is it? No, there's a boy who played for Rangers. I'm sure it was his name. You had to fucking
Oh,
guess.
sorry.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah, I'm going for.
I'm not going to say him because I'm not sure if he was Moroccan or not, and then that would fuck me over.
I might have just helped you there by saying that Hassan Saji isn't a name. Yeah,
What's his
Oh,
name? Chasney? I don't know.
I thought he was
Yeah.
joking. So
don't worry,
Like,
that's not a name
Give
either.
me the
mate.
next.
Keep
Give me
going.
the next clue. I'm not going to get this guy's name.
next clue. This player has played for 2 SPL teams between 2007 and 2013.
Next clue, please.
For 2 points, this
Yeah.
final clue
Yeah.
is he won the 2012 Scottish Cup final, where he came on for 6 minutes at the end of the game.
Well, I know his face. I can see his fucking face.
I've not got a clue.
Cashlul.
Cashlul.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. Andrew, over to you.
Cashlul.
You said you don't have a clue, so I'm assuming you don't have much of an
When did he
inkling.
win the Scottish Cup, sorry?
2012.
Cashlul. Or Saji, mate. Hassan Saji.
Yeah.
Zafri?
Umar Sadiq was what you were trying to think of, I think. So I'll say that, but I'm pretty sure that I don't think he was actually Moroccan. So
Not Umar Sadiq. The answer is Mehdi Taoul,
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking of that.
the old Hearts midfielder.
I was thinking about for Rangers. I don't know who this guy was.
did he not play for Kelly or something as well?
Think so.
That's a stick now.
I do think so.
Am I still
Matthew?
8 points behind?
Still 8 points behind. You need ideally a 6 for yourself and to steal off Andrew, or 2 4s. But
Fucking
Andrew
sad-
could be a real
sad.
dick and just go to the 2-pointer. So
I'll
I think
go...
you do need 6.
Okay, away, please.
A Slovakian forward with 15 caps and 7 goals.
Fucking hell.
Slovakian.
Fucking Slovak.
Oh, I did write
For-
down. Sorry, there was an extra bit to this clue. I've got it. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Slovakia.
Those caps, all the caps and the goals came between 06 and 2012.
06. 2012. And what was the caps and goals, sorry, mate?
Oh, bloody hell! 15 and 7.
15 caps, 7 goals.
And he's a Slovak.
He is, or a fast vac maybe if he's
But
got
it's
six
sort of
fast
12.
football
Second
boots on.
one, this is disaster. Okay, next.
Second clue, I think that does render the the game
No, I can
pretty
get
much over.
8 points behind, no?
Yeah, but Andrew could just take it to 2 points,
He's
and then you've
an
only got 2 to
honourable
steal.
man. He's an honourable man.
I don't think so. He played only for one Scottish club and only for one season in the SPL, the top flight. The name is someone you'll all know, but the clues are very hard. I grant you that.
Harold Bratbank.
Harold Bratback is incorrect, unfortunately. It moves over to Andrew.
I don't know where he's from. Estonia, maybe? Sweden?
You have unofficially been crowned the champ, but we will see the game out just to get a final points tally.
Slovakian
Hard
forward.
away, he's fucking done it. He's done us right in there.
Slovakian
I don't-
forward, 15 and 7 between
Yeah.
06 and 12. And he's played for
Vladimir
one
Weiss.
SPL team. Not Vladimir Weiss, no. It was Philip Sebo.
Oh, Sibo.
Bollocks.
Sibo.
Sibo.
And the last clue was going to be signed by Paul Le Guen in 06, and his name was chanted for years after in the stands at random games just when a player missed a sitter. So I think you would have got it at that stage. We will give Andrew his final away, even though he's champ, just to see if the gap can get narrowed. A retired, uncapped English defender who's age 39, Andrew.
Uncapped. Main defender. 39. Okay. He was a forward, but I'll write him down just in case. I'll go for the second one, please.
Second clue, no problem. Played for 7 different clubs in Scotland, not all of which were top flight. Does that help, or do you want the third clue?
Just got a third clue, actually. I'm not actually that sure who that is.
Might as well. This player won the Scottish First Division in 06-07 with Gretna, and then also won the Scottish Cup again in 2012 with Meditowel for Hearts.
English
Defender, uncapped.
defender for Hearts.
Currently aged 39, so he's not long since hung up the boots. Won the first div with Gretna in 07, then the Scottish Cup with Hearts in 2012. I think a lot of the listeners out there will know this one and will be ripping off their headphones in anger.
Do you know what it is? There's too many rounds of this. My head's out of juice, mate. Like, I've not got anything left, so...
We've gone for the bonanza at the end, and you're passing. Matthew, for 2 points to get a bit of dignity back.
Can I have the clues again, please?
You can bugger off.
I'll give you the Matthew.
Okay.
Don't worry. Retired, uncapped, English defender. He's 39 years old.
English.
He played for Hearts and Killie. Won the Scottish Cup with Killie. And he's actually played for 7 teams in the Scottish leagues. One includes Gretna in there as well as Killie. and
Did you say won the Scottish Cup with Killie? No. I
with Hearts? Sorry.
don't know why.
Is
I
that the
thought-
Hearts team that
heard you say
beat
Killie.
Hibs 5-1? Is that team? And he played the centre half
That's correct.
beside the big Ryan McGowan. And he's English. Pass.
Oh, I thought you would have got that one.
I know.
It's Granny Danger. Danny
English.
Uh,
That's a
I would
Spanish
never have
word,
got that.
yeah.
There you have it.
Carlisle,
That's the end of Home or Away, and a huge congratulations to champion of the first quiz series on the podcast. There's going to be many more of these to come, but he was a rank outsider with the bookies before we got started. Everyone had Matthew as a favourite, especially after going 6-0 up after week 1, but he's won by 42 points to 34 at the end of our
I almost
17th
brought it back
episode.
last week.
Andrew Guild.
Yeah, well done. Lovely.
Thank you very much. Just shows what happens when you back your man. You know.
When he has the old
It's
pen
astonishing.
and paper handy, he's an absolute machine. eh?
That's it. Pen and paper. You got
He's old
all
school.
these
Yeah.
shit, man. He can tell you all the clues straight off the
Right.
bat. Boom.
Apologies to all the listeners who've had to hear the scribbles all the last 50 minutes
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
pen on the microphone table. But
It's bad audio.
Yeah, don't worry.
it got him the win, so
With the
that's
new
what
Tinpot,
matters.
there's a new quiz format with less dead air and more actual talking and quizzing.
More
Less
quiz and
fuss.
less ambiguity, I would say, for
Yeah.
what's too difficult.
Desperately
Less
thinking of
abuse
the
of me,
answer
hopefully.
and getting it wrong in the end. I'm just generally embarrassing myself. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring back some pride in the next version of the quiz, whatever that may be.
That's
You
it,
know
mate.
what?
Only
just
17
be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be true to yourself. block out the haters. You know,
Read a
you're
book.
a good dad. You're a good husband. You're a good friend. You're a good son. And you know what? We're lucky to have you. So
Good
just
lover as well.
back yourself. Yeah, probably. I would bet so. Bet you got a big willy.
Yeah. No,
I don't think so.
don't have that either. I'm worthless.
Worthless.
What a way to end episode 17. Thanks to everyone for listening. As always, episodes are Tuesdays and Fridays with this new format. Please let us know what you think. Until Friday, I guess. Drop us a DM, drop us an email. It's tinpotpod@gmail.com, or you can comment on Spotify, on Apple Music stuff. You've loads of ways to get in touch.
Yep.
Any closing words, lads, before we go?
No.
No.
Good. Bye then.
See ya.